guys, welcome back to my channel and thank you for joining me on another episode of PriMath Zoom. In this lesson, we will be multiplying a decimal by a whole number. So let's dive right in. Before we start, let's do a quick recap of decimals. So we know that these are values that are less than 1. They are represented by using a decimal point to separate the whole numbers from the values that are less than 1. The values less than 1 are called decimal fractions and they appear to the right of the decimal point. So, for example, this number, 25.63. 25 is the whole number. This is the decimal point, and 63 is the decimal fraction. So let's look at our first task. Each batch of cookie mix needs 0.4 cups of sugar. Each batch can make 16 cookies. If Mercy is making 4 batches of cookies, how much sugar does she need? So let us underline the main points. 0.4 cups of sugar. What else could have been a main point here? Yes, 16 cookies and 4 batches. So these are important information that we must consider in answering this question. Now, a batch of cookie with 16 looks like this. And 0.4 cups of sugar is needed to make a batch of cookie like this. So here it says it's 4 batches. 2, 3, 4 batches. So we're making 4 batches of cookies. And we know that each batch is 0.4 cups. So how could we figure out, or how could we solve how much sugar she needs? Yes, one lovely way of doing it is by adding 0.4 cups 4 times. So we could do this. Right, so we could add 0.4 4 times. So let's go 4 plus 4, 8 plus 4, 12 plus 4, 16. And remember, we cannot just write our 16 down, so we have to regroup. So we're going to put down our 6/10, and we're going to bring the 1 up here. So that 1 up here will be added to all the other numbers in the ones column. So we have only zeros, so 0 plus 1 will give us 1. And we have to put our decimal point in line. And then we write our 1. So here, it can be said that Mercy needs 1.6 cups of sugar to bake 4 batches of cookies. But this is not the only way. We have a shorter way that we can work this. So let's explore this other way. Each batch of cookie mix needs 0.4 cups of sugar. Each batch can make 16 cookies. If Mercy is baking 4 batches of cookies, how much sugar does she need? So here we have the main points underlined. And also in this picture, we have the 4 batches of cookies that Mercy will be making. And it is showing that for each batch we need 0.4 cups. So how else do you think we could do this apart from adding 0.4 cups 4 times? Yes, great job. We can multiply 0.4 cups by 4. So let us go and do that. Multiplied by 4. All right. So here it's going to be a little different when multiplying decimals, because we're not going to line up this decimal point this time. But let's go ahead with our multiplication. 4 multiplied by 4, yes, 16. But remember, we cannot just write our 16 here. We have to regroup. So we're going to regroup by placing the 6/10 under this column. And also what we're going to do, we're going to bring this ones over in the ones column right here. Then we're going to multiply 4 by that 0 now. So 4 multiplied by 0, 0. And we have this ones up here that we just added. So we're going to add a 0 plus 1, which will give us 1. So here we have no decimal point in our answer, but there needs to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to identify the number of decimal places. And we have 1 decimal place. So what we're going to do is we're going to count the decimal places, counting from the right, and place our point. So that is 1 decimal place, and so our point would be right here. Here we can say Mercy needs 1.6 cups of sugar to bake 4 batches of cookies. Okay, we're going to continue. And in continuing, we're going to focus mainly on multiplication. Now, this task 2, every day for 5 days, Jimmy runs 4.25 kilometers. How many kilometers has Jimmy run altogether? How do you suppose we can answer this? Well, we need to underline these main points. So we have 5 days and we have 4.25 kilometers. Those are some important information that we will need to solve this problem. Okay, so here we're going to put the 5 days. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. And we're also going to show you the distance Jimmy run on day 1. So that is the distance. So we have 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, 4 kilometers, and the little piece right here is 0.25 kilometers. So he runs this distance every day. So day 2, and that is 4.25 kilometers. So day 2, he runs 4.25 kilometers again. Day 3, the same. Day 4, and also day 5. How could we go about calculating all the distance, the length of journey that he ran all these 5 days? Of course, we can multiply 5 days by the distance run each day. So we have 4.25 kilometers, and we're going to multiply that by the 5 days. So let's go. 5 multiplied by 5, 25. So we're going to have our 5 hundredths, and we're going to add 2 tenths to the tenths column. And remember, we're not going to line up any decimal point here. We're going to count off our decimal places and place our point at the end. So 5 multiplied by 2 gives us 10, and we're going to add these 2 tenths also. So that will be 5 times 2, 10 plus 2, 12 tenths. We can't write all of 12 tenths right there in that column. So we are going to rename to have 2 tenths and 1 ones. So here we're going to continue. 5 multiplied by 4, 20, plus the 1 ones will give us 21. And here we don't have our decimal points, but we need to identify the number of decimal places that we are working with. So we have 1, 2 decimal places. So what we're going to do is we're going to count off the decimal places starting from the right and place our point. So 1 decimal place, 2 decimal place, and we're going to place our point. Of course, we cannot forget to add our unit. So here, Jimmy ran 21.25 kilometers altogether. And of course, your turn. This is where you get to solve a problem on your own and leave your answer in the comment. So here, Clover is playing with building blocks and making a tower. Each block is 6.38 centimeters tall. How tall will the tower be if she used 18 blocks stacked on top of each other? So you're going to pause your video here and you're going to work it out. Yes, you're going to work it out all on your own, and you're going to leave your answer in the comments. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.